Okay, folks, hello and good Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully, you're seeing and hearing us okay. And man, we have been talking about this system for quite some time, and it's hard to believe this is just the first video update that we're giving you for this upcoming major winter storm system making its way through the middle of the country and up into the East Coast. I'm Aaron Price, and we do thank you for joining us for this winter storm briefing and update this afternoon. It is 3:42 p.m. on Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. We have a lot to talk about in this video, so we're going to make sure that we keep the information we are giving to you brief, simple to understand, and we're really going to focus on what is going to impact you the most. I know one thing that has gotten a lot of attention with this system is it's on a weekend, so you might be thinking we're not going to see any impacts for the work week. Well, I would differ with you on that. If we do see what's going to end up making its way into our region, as impactful as it is forecast to be, definitely seeing some impacts, not just this weekend, but also into early next week. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First of all, just hitting some of the key points on this system that we want to make you aware of. Obviously, this is a massive winter storm system. It will cause widespread impacts in over a dozen states this weekend, well more than just here in southern Illinois. But here in our region, the impacts right now looking to only be limited to snowfall in southern Illinois. Now, I will say, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in just a second, but when the models were first picking up on this system, it had this area of snow, sleet, and freezing rain really focused to our south. Well, over the last 48 to 72 hours, that has shifted further northwest into our region. So that also means that line of sleet and freezing rain has shifted further to the north, up into Tennessee and Kentucky. And if that trend continues, which who knows if it will, but we're getting a little bit closer to this event now, and certainty has gone up quite a bit. But if there is any major change this late in the game, I do expect it to be in the form of sleet, not ice. So there's still a chance of maybe seeing some sleet in southern Illinois, but primarily we are looking at snowfall impacts as of now. Let's go ahead and move on to the news today. A winter storm watch has been issued for all of southern Illinois. In fact, they've just been extending this all afternoon long. Originally, it was just for the southern 7 counties of southern Illinois and areas of Kentucky. Then it was all of the National Weather Service Paducah's viewing area, which is our entire viewing area. And then it's been expanded all the way up to Vandalia now and St. Louis as well. So I mentioned this is a very wide system. Their winter storm watch is posted from here all the way down to Alabama. So this is a big, big system that we are keeping an eye on. And that winter storm watch officially goes into effect at midnight on Saturday or Friday night into Saturday. Now, this is a graphic I really wanted to talk about the most. And really, this is the most impressive one of the most impressive things I have seen as part of just keeping up to date on this system for the past 3 or 4 days. This is the probability of at least minor winter weather impacts. Now, the percentages is to the right, right there. It goes from 5% all the way up to over 95%, and we are over 95% chance of seeing at least minor impacts from this storm. And I'm going to show you the other graphics here in a moment, but it has been a long, long time since we have seen something so broad. Look at all that red. All the red you see is at least a 60% chance of seeing minor winter weather impacts. So this includes pretty much 70% of Texas, all of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, a good portion of Illinois, all of Indiana, all of Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee. I could go on and on and on, all the way into South Carolina, Virginia, and up into New York. This is a huge winter weather system, and we are definitely going to see some impacts from it. So here is our threat tracker as of this afternoon. Again, snow right now will be the primary impact that we are tracking this weekend. The icing threat will remain south of southern Illinois. I'd say the odds of us seeing any ice in southern Illinois are less than 10%, maybe even less than 5% at this time. Unnecessary travel is not advised on Saturday and Sunday, especially if you're going south. Now, one thing I did want to bring up, I got a couple questions about what if I'm traveling north? Well, I think there's still a question mark there. First of all, if you have any intentions to travel south on Saturday and Sunday, don't. It is going to be an absolute mess, especially in Kentucky and Tennessee and further south where all of this ice and freezing rain is going to be setting up. It is just going to be treacherous. So please, please, please do not travel south. Traveling north, I wouldn't really advise either, but why I say it's still a question mark right now is we don't know just how much of that dry air is going to condense the snowfall, say, north of Effingham, north of St. Louis. So that is the big question mark right now. So I'm not going to say cancel your plans yet, but stay tuned to the forecast over the next 24 hours and then make a decision on that. One other thing that we definitely want to make sure we're pointing out is the threat for extreme cold. I have that almost all the way up to a 10. I have it at a 9 there on your graphic, and the snow threat at an 8. But yeah, the extreme cold really, along with the snow, is a huge story as well. We're going to be seeing actual temperatures near 0 degrees while this event is going on, which is going to make really for some treacherous conditions, especially if you're traveling and God forbid you get stuck on the side of the road. That's why we say stay home unless you absolutely have an emergency. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take me off the screen here just momentarily so you can see the rest of this graphic because it is pretty important. This is kind of the timing of this event. We've gotten a lot of questions specifically on when this snow will be moving in. A lot of people who maybe have school or work on Friday wondering, hey, am I going to be able to see any impacts from this on Friday? Well, it is definitely in the realm of maybe seeing some snowflakes on Friday, but nothing to the point where it's going to impact school or any of those activities. So no impacts on Friday. I think the moderate impacts are going to begin Saturday morning. So as this snow begins to move into southern Illinois late Friday night into early Saturday morning, that's when we'll start seeing some moderate impacts for the AM commute on Saturday. And then once that snow really starts to pile up by the afternoon and evening hours on Saturday, that transitions into high impacts, as well as on Sunday, high impacts as well. And then finally, everything tapering off by the evening hours on Sunday and into early Monday morning with a moderate impact threat. So again, I want to reiterate, icing does not look to have a main impact here in southern Illinois. That winter storm watch has been issued for our entire area, and that watch will likely be upgraded to a winter storm warning. So I'll go ahead and put myself back on the screen here, and this is the graphic I know all of you want to see, and that is the snowfall accumulation graphic. And we made this, really, we first started working on this last night, but we fine-tuned it a little bit with the winter storm watches today, and this is our generalized thinking of snowfall accumulation in southern Illinois. Now, as we get within 24 hours of this event, we might have a better idea of, say, we might turn that 3 to 6 inches into a 4 to 5 inches, or that 4 to 8 inches into a 6 to 7 inches. So it really just depends on the timing. We still have over 2 days to go before this thing even gets here, and the confidence level on this storm really is almost through the roof at this point on us getting at least something here in southern Illinois. But right now, based on the current models, this is what we're thinking. We're thinking higher impacts down towards the Ohio River, Vienna, Johnson County, Metropolis, Cairo, Pulaski County, Pope County, and Hardin County. I'll go ahead and throw Union County in the mix as well. You're not highlighted on that map, but you probably should be. Really, really major impacts in those areas. 7 to 11 inches of snow is what we have right now. That could fluctuate. That could go down. And quite honestly, viewing what I've seen this afternoon, that could go up. We very well could maybe see a foot of snow somewhere in southern Illinois if we get the heaviest snow bands right through our region. So that's why we held off on putting anything outrageous out there like you might be seeing on some of these model runs floating around social media. Not predicting a foot of snow in southern Illinois right now. This is our current thinking as far as snowfall goes 4 to 8 inches across the heart of southern Illinois, Marion, Benton, Carbondale, McLeansboro, Carmi, Harrisburg, and then up towards Mount Vernon and Pinckneyville and Chester, as well as Centralia and up towards the St. Louis metro area. 3 to 6 inches is our generalized thinking right now, with totals maybe even a little less than that the further north you go. So we showed you the big map just a little while ago of the potential for minor impacts. Well, this is showing you the potential for moderate and major impacts. The moderate impacts on the left, the major on the right. And yeah, 60 to 70% and 80 to 95% chance of seeing at least some moderate impacts from this system here in southern Illinois. Nothing to joke about. You could expect disruptions to daily life, hazardous driving conditions, and closures and disruptions to infrastructure. Again, all things certainly on the table, potentially into Monday and Tuesday as well. And then on the right, you have the probability of major impacts that would include extremely dangerous or impossible driving conditions, extensive closures and disruptions. And look at that. I mean, most of our region in southern Illinois had a 30 to 40% chance of seeing major impacts from this winter storm. So that is something to definitely pay attention to. These graphics here, by the way, from the National Weather Service in Paducah. And this is the probability. We talked about our snowfall forecast. This is just the using the model data, the National Weather Service's map of the snowfall forecast probabilities of seeing 6 or more inches of snow. As you can see, it has 30 to 40% chance across Mount Vernon, Perry, and Jefferson, Perry, and Randolph counties, 50 to 60% chance across the rest of southern Illinois, and 70 to 80% chance across extreme far southern Illinois and into western Kentucky. I do expect those values to fluctuate a little bit. Really, we're getting so close to this event now that we don't really focus necessarily on those snowfall probabilities because we really are able to pretty much make accumulation forecasts once we start to get within the 72-hour window. That's when the short-range models come into play. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put this standby graphic on just for a moment because we are going to pull up for you the models, something a lot of people understandably want to definitely take a look at. We're going to get this set up for you so you can see it just a little bit better. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to run through these models real quick. I've hit pretty much the basis of everything as far as our slides presentation goes. Let me go ahead and look at the comments, see if we have any questions. By the way, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments section below. We would love to answer some of those questions. I'm not seeing anything right off, and that is a good thing because hopefully that means I'm doing my job okay and informing you. So let's take a look now at the model runs. So what you're looking at on your screen right now, this is the North American model, or the NAM. This goes out to about 84 hours, and this just updated about an hour ago, giving us a better idea of just where this band of heaviest snow might set up. So what you're looking at right now is that precip from this morning moving out of the area. Thursday, no precipitation expected throughout all of Thursday as well as all of Friday. But right here is when you'll start to see from the left of your screen some of that winter precipitation beginning to move into Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And then right about here is when it begins to move into southern Illinois. So very dark blues as you see on your screen. This right here, that is the snowfall. This down here, that is sleet. So you can see that it's kind of wanting to creep that snow-sleet line, which regardless if we see snow or sleet, there's still going to be major impacts with how heavy that snow and sleet is. I'm not saying there's a less impact from sleet, but this is Saturday afternoon and into the evening, and boy, the heaviest snowfall centered right over southern Illinois, the heaviest snow in the country, in fact, centered right over southern Illinois on this latest model run as far as Saturday evening and in the late afternoon hours. And then right now, Right now, this goes out to right there. So that's as far as it goes into early Sunday morning. And there's more behind this. So heavy snowfall continuing on Sunday morning, and then all of this you see behind it. That's going to continue to move into our region as well. But once again, look how close that snow and sleet line is. If that sleet can make its way further up into southern Illinois, which we're still 2 days out, this can definitely change a little bit. I'm not expecting a major change, but it could move north a little bit, it could move south a little bit. But even if that line moves up just a little bit, we could see more sleet impacts, especially in far southern Illinois and western Kentucky. A few questions. Let's see. Elizabeth asking, night shift Friday night into Saturday morning, not looking good. Well, that is the time when all of this is going to be starting. So we are probably going to see snow. Again, we'll have to fine tune this within 12 to 24 hours of the event, but we're going to see snow moving in probably around midnight Friday night into Saturday morning. So I'm not sure what exactly your schedule looks like, but I'd say driving anywhere after, say, 2, 3 in the morning would not be advised. Now, I do think if you're working the night shift, say you get off at 3, 4, 5 in the morning before the morning commute on Saturday, you should be okay getting home. It will still be snowing pretty heavily, but I don't think we're going to see those major just impacts where you almost can't get out of the house that early within this storm. So hopefully that answers your question. Pamela, what kind of snow drifts are we looking at? Well, I'm glad you made that comment because I'm going to bring that up right now. Zero, really, and that is some good news. We are not looking at much at all in the way of that. Let's go ahead and pull up the ground level wind speeds. And we're going to put this all the way to that same time I just showed you with the snow moving through. And look at that. I mean, pretty much no wind at all. Very still wind here going on in southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri, and western Kentucky. So we're not concerned about blizzard conditions. We're not concerned as much about blowing snow. Could we see, a little bit of blowing snow? Yes, but to the point where we're going to see any warnings about it, I would say highly, highly unlikely as far as that goes. Let's talk a little bit about the temperature, because that's going to be another part of the story as well. If we do see any power outages, which I don't think as far as power outages go, we're not going to see something to the extreme that we saw with the event last January, the ice storm. We saw about 50,000 local residents without power at one point. We're not going to see that with this storm. Could we see 10,000 people without power because of how heavy this snow gets? Yes, that's on the table, but really you have to have a big ice event to get a lot of power outages, so that's not my main concern. But when you have, 6 to a max 12 inches of snow on the ground, that snowpack is really going to make those temperatures fall even below what you see on your screen right there. So this particular model during this event has 9 degrees in Mount Vernon, 10 degrees in Carbondale, so we're talking about single-digit temperatures. Go ahead and cut 10 degrees off that if you already have a snowpack. So we'll be seeing actual temperatures further down to near 0 degrees. And if you do have any power outages added to that, man, it really causes some problems very, very quick. And if for some reason we even had something not related to this storm go wrong, God forbid, we would have obviously catastrophic impacts with temperatures this cold in our region. Again, not likely to happen, but just putting that out there with how dangerous cold temperatures are the same time that we have events such as this. Judy, no, there will not be ice in this event. Teresa asking, traveling from Benton to Central Illinois on Sunday night, what do you think the roads will be like? A little bit too early to tell as far as Sunday night. That's when this system will be tapering off. I would say not looking good, because really if we see... Now, as far as roadways in Central Illinois, nowhere near as bad as down here if you base it off of what we're looking at right now, but we could see snowfall over 2-3 inches all the way up north of Springfield into Champaign. So definitely, I would not advise traveling if you don't have to. But again, keep in tune to the forecast. Again, Sunday is still a full half of a week away from now, 3 or 4 days in advance. So make sure you're keeping up to forecast updates. Megan, light and fluffy snow, or am I going to be able to make my snowman? This is going to be a mix of both. We're going to have light snow and heavy snow as well. So, typically when you see temperatures hovering around 30 to 32 degrees with systems, which we won't with this storm system, you see that really, really, really compact snow that is really hard to do anything with. It's just a mess. It is pretty when it falls, but I don't think we're going to see that snow. But we could see just normal heavy snowfall, and yes, I think it will be firm enough that, go and build a snowman, take advantage of it. Sarah asking, what are you thinking about school Monday? I'm not a superintendent, I'm not a principal, but I would say it's probably a no-go throughout the entire region if we see what is forecast right now. Again, and you take into account the cold temperatures on top of this. Again, we're going to be seeing these prolonged into Sunday, and really Sunday night is when we're going to see the coldest temperatures into Monday morning. So we could see actual temperatures maybe in the negatives by the time we get to Monday morning. So you add that with all these rural roads in our area, the snowpack will still be there. I just don't see that being on the table for Monday. Again, could be wrong, but that's just my idea as of now. So if you don't have any other questions, one other thing I was going to go ahead and run through is the Nick asking, when will the snow melt? It might be here for a good 4 to 5 days at least, because these, I don't think we're going to get above freezing until the middle of next week at least, at the earliest. I'm going to show you another thing I wanted to talk about really quick that I forgot I put on this slides presentation. Oh, maybe I didn't. Well, I meant to, but I didn't. We were going to talk a little bit about the drought conditions. And, you might be asking, why are we talking about a drought? We shouldn't be concerned about that right now. Well, we've been in moderate drought conditions for quite some time. And I think, to put things plainly, I think this storm is going to take care of that. Because if we do end up seeing 4 to 8 inches of snow and more further south, we are really going to see quite a bit of impacts from that in our region, and then quite a bit of snowmelt as well. So the drought will pretty much be taken care of. So if there's one bit of good news, that would be it as far as this system goes. Let's check and see if we have any other comments coming in. Doesn't look like it at this point. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else, so hopefully we were able to answer some of your questions. One other question I did get earlier today, how often are we going to do updates? We're going to do another update tomorrow on Thursday, and we're going to do another update on Friday. So 2 more updates ahead of this winter storm system. So I hope that you will continue to pay attention to what is happening in our region, and once this system gets here, we'll be live for it all here on the Swinford Media Group. For now, thanks for joining